Frizz City. Sorry,
Hey,
guys.
how's it going, everyone? Wow, first off, it has been a while since we checked in with everyone.
Yeah, sorry about that.
Maybe
Life has been full.
Yeah, life's been full, maybe since January, February, but I wanted to update everyone. This will be a little bit longer of a video because we wanted to update everyone on a few of the things that God's been doing in our life in the past 6 months or so.
Yeah.
I would say one of the big ones God's been doing really through Soma Sending, which you guys are all helping us, like partnering with us in getting equipped to see the gospel go out in LA, is the program's been focusing a lot on just us personally and our relationship with God and our relationship and marriage with each other. And so I would say, I mean, one of the biggest things is God's just been growing us and challenging us in our love of Him over our love of church planting of the church and our love for each other and our marriage. Man, I would just say God's been growing. I feel like me personally, and I feel like us, in so many awesome ways, and just how we care and love for each other, how we communicate, our love for Him, our motivations for even planting in general, and really just wanting to rekindle our love for seeing disciples made just simply because we love God, and no matter what we do in our life, we want to see that happen. So that's been really cool to like have that be a big priority before they jump into strategy or thinking about building a core team or anything like that. It's like, let's make sure we're healthy and good. So that's been a big thing that God's doing for sure. Another one, we went to Portland for a summit, last month now? And we got to partner with, we got to just visit with a lot of churches in Portland. One of the main ones was Imago Dei. Some of you may know of them if you're from the Northwest, and got to learn from them and from Bread and Wine up there as well, how they're partnering with the city to really serve the city and be for the city, and in a lot of like really tangible ways of serving the needy and serving for them the foster care system and a couple other main ways. And so that was a really great weekend just to catch some vision and process through what it looks like to love Los Angeles, what it looks like to be on mission to the city as well as globally as well. So that was a cool weekend. Do you have any takeaways from that weekend?
Yeah, I mean, it was a really good time to reconnect with Joshua because it's been a little bit of time since we've had more like dedicated time to plan with him. And
yeah.
So yeah, I think this season's just been a lot of letting go. Because we might not plant a church, and I think God kind of released us from that, which felt really freeing. And I think it's just the hope that we would just continue to be trained up, and that we would continue to make disciples. And if that turns into a church plant, that would be, you know, amazing. But God might use it for something else, and that's okay too.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that's been another big thing, is letting go of planting a church. For us personally, I think it's been really good to be open-handed with that and to say we want to make disciples and just love God well in our city. And if God calls us into church planting, which we still think He is, but if He doesn't, that's okay as well. And just being faithful to like serve the church and seek to love the city.
I think we lost a lot of relationships in the last year due to this, for the sake of mission, and that's the opposite of what's supposed to happen. So we're kind of pressing more into just where we're at now. Yeah. And reconnecting with people and focusing on the relationships we have now, and whatever comes later is not in our control anyway. Yeah. Which probably sounds maybe really harsh or isn't going to make sense to a lot of you maybe. It sounds like we're putting on the brakes, or it sounds like we're not interested in planting anymore. I think what we're interested in now is just speaking the gospel and loving people, and if a church plant comes out of that, that's going to be God's doing. But I think we need to be doing the first one well, and we weren't doing the first one very well this last year. So we were convicted of that, and are now just reorienting our lives around others again, because we had it pretty well oriented around ourselves. Yeah. I mean, I think the biggest thing is God's just constantly been growing us and challenging us and resetting us on the basics of Him. And yeah, it's just been a really awesome season.
but busy and challenging as well, which is why it's been a little while since we've been able to make an update. So yeah, looking forward, I guess. Another thing I wanted to let everyone know about, which is really exciting, you can be praying about, is we are still trying to plan well and learn more about Westwood, because that's where we are thinking of planting. And so we have like a recon trip is what we're calling it, and where although we live 15 minutes away, you know, with the hustle and bustle of life going on, it's still hard to like really make dedicated time for there. So we're gonna plan with Joshua like a 3 or 4 or 5 day stay up there, where we take off of work hopefully and we just have some time away. Yeah, that's the goal at least. To take off of work and relax.
We haven't planned anything yet. So.
Yeah, and actually be up there in the city, getting to know the people, learning about the culture, learning about the rhythms of the people more and more. And so that'll be hopefully happening, I think in like August, September, or October, that time frame. So you guys can be praying for that would go well, and that God would really start to cast more vision about what he would want to do and what it would look like to love that city, as we learn more about it. So
yeah. So yeah, that's kind of the update on us, if you will. We're hopefully going to become more consistent with the video updates. But just to be bold, you know, I think that there's a lot of other ways you can kind of follow our stories. We post a lot on Facebook and Instagram, and then I also have a personal blog called cityandgrace.com that has a little bit of snippets of kind of what we're just getting up to in LA in general, so you can follow us along there. We'll link everything below.
Yeah. And
yeah, you can just also be praying kind of for us to become more creative with telling our story. We've had a lot of conversations with Joshua recently kind of around media and making videos more frequently, because we really want what we hope is a future church plant to be really rooted in the fact that we are creators. And so yeah, so we're kind of excited about this kind of unknown venture we're entering into with him, just in terms of wanting to create content to share with the world about Los Angeles and about what we're doing here and about what God's doing here. So just to kind of plug that a little bit, super early on, but hopefully we'll be kind of taking you guys along the journey. The first thing that will be upcoming, which we'll probably put in the email list at some point, is I vlogged our entire trip to Portland for the summit, and so we really want to share with you guys what it actually was like to go, and little snippets of kind of our processing whilst we were there, and a little bit too of our brothers and sisters along the way, which is really cool. So yeah, things like that we want to start sharing more with you guys, but obviously with anyone else who might stumble upon it as well, because we feel like there's some really incredible avenues and mediums, especially in this city, for communicating ideas. And it's kind of gotten to the point where if the church isn't present on YouTube and Instagram and Twitter and all of those places, you know, I think we miss out on some opportunities to share the gospel with people around us. So yeah,
cool,
all exciting things. And yeah, we're learning to rest more, a little bit too, which has been nice. So part of the gap in communication has also just been that we've been resting a little bit more. Just woke up from a nap. Literal rest too. But yeah, so we will hopefully update you guys soon, and stay tuned for the Portland vlog. And yeah, we'll try to make the email updates more frequent as well, because we know you guys want to hear about what's going on.
Okay. Bye.